Hear me today, Alex. I curse you with the tears of a woman you betrayed. You will never know peace. The wealth you are proud of will bring you sorrow. The woman you trust will destroy you. You will remember me when it is too late. The villagers gasped and stepped back. Some women covered their mouths. Alex only laughed. Curse me? Grace, you have no power. Go back to your poor life and leave me alone. Aku community was a small but lively urban village, full of people who loved to gossip, hustle, and watch over one another's lives. The red sand roads were always busy with children playing, women selling food, and men sitting under trees talking about politics and money. It was in this community that Grace lived with her family. Grace was a beautiful young woman in her early 20s. She was tall, with smooth dark skin and eyes that carried both innocence and determination. She had finished secondary school, but her family did not have enough money to send her to university. Her mother sold vegetables in the market, and her younger brothers helped their uncle in his mechanic shop. Life was not easy, but they were managing. Her father had died years ago, leaving them with only one piece of land. That land was the pride of the family, their last inheritance from him. They always said, no matter what, we must not sell this land. It belongs to our blood. But love has a way of blinding the heart. Grace met Alex one evening when she went to fetch water at the village borehole. Alex was tall, light-skinned, and had a charming smile that made many girls in Aku community blush. He had returned from the city for a short visit, and everywhere he went, people whispered about his boldness and ambition. Good evening, Grace, Alex said that first day, flashing his white teeth. Grace smiled shyly. Good evening. Let me help you with a bucket, he offered, and before she could answer, he had already lifted it with ease. From that day, they began to talk. At first, it was simple greetings. Then he started walking her home, then visiting her at her mother's house. Before long, Grace's heart was tied to him. One night, as they sat outside under the moonlight, Alex looked into her eyes and said, Grace, you are the only girl I have ever loved. I don't want to waste time. I want to marry you. But I need to go back to the city and make money first. I want to build a future for us. Grace's heart jumped. You really mean it? Yes, Alex said, holding her hands. But I need money to travel. Once I get to the city, I will work hard, make plenty money, and come back to marry you properly. You will be the wife of a rich man, not a poor villager. Grace's face shone with happiness. In her young heart, she believed every word. Days later, Alex came to her with a serious look. Grace, he whispered, I trust you more than anyone. You know your father left that land. If you can help me sell it, I swear I will not forget you. That land is just sitting there. But if you give me the money, I will turn it into something big. I will go to the city, and when I return, I will marry you and build us a house. Grace was shocked. The land? But my mother and brothers will never agree. They always say we must not touch it. Alex squeezed her hand. That is because they don't see the future. But I see it. Do you want to remain poor all your life? Think about it when I succeed. Everyone will respect you. They will call you the wife of a great man. Grace, this is our only chance. Her heart battled between fear and love. She thought of her late father's warning, but then she looked at Alex's confident face and her heart melted. A week later, Grace made a decision that would change everything. She went behind her family's back and secretly met with a man in the next village who had always wanted to buy the land. The man paid her a huge sum of money in cash. For Grace, it was the first time she had ever seen such money in her life. Her hands shook as she carried it to Alex. "Here," she whispered, giving him the money in a black nylon bag. Alex's eyes widened. "Grace, you really did it." Tears welled in her eyes. "I did it because I love you. Promise me you won't forget me." Alex hugged her tightly. "Forget you? Never. You are my everything. I swear on my life, I will come back for you." That night, Grace couldn't sleep. She was both scared and excited. She imagined herself in a beautiful white gown, standing beside Alex, as the whole of AKU community admired her. But secrets don't last forever in AKU community. It was a Saturday morning when her uncle stormed into their compound, shouting, "Where is that land document? Somebody told me the land has been sold." Grace's mother froze. "What are you saying?" Her uncle held a paper in his hand. "See it here. The land is gone. Grace, you are the one behind this, Abby." Grace's heart dropped. Her brothers looked at her with suspicion. "Mama, I only wanted to help," she stammered. Her mother's face turned red with anger. "You sold your father's land without telling us. Grace, do you know what you have done? That land was the only thing your father left for us." Her younger brother shouted, "Because of man? You destroyed our future because of one boy?" Tears rolled down Grace's cheeks. "Please forgive me. Alex said he will marry me. He promised to come back with money." Her uncle shook his head. "Nonsense. You gave our family land to a stranger. You are a disgrace." That evening, after hours of shouting and tears, the decision was made. "You cannot stay in this house anymore," her mother said with trembling lips. "You have brought shame to this family. Go to your Alex, since he means more to you than us." Grace fell to her knees. "Mama, please, don't send me away. I only did it for love." But her mother turned her face away, tears rolling down her cheeks. Her brothers carried her small bag and dropped it outside. "Go," they said coldly. Grace picked up her bag with shaking hands. She looked at her mother one last time, hoping for mercy, but her mother only wept silently. With tears streaming down her face, Grace walked out into the night. The villagers watched and whispered, "See her. She sold her father's land for a man. Foolish girl." Grace found shelter with her childhood friend, Ngozi, who lived a few compounds away. "Ngozi, please, let me stay here for some time," Grace begged, her voice broken. Ngozi hugged her. "Don't cry, Grace. You can stay as long as you want. I know you love Alex, but maybe one day your family will forgive you." Grace nodded, wiping her tears. Deep inside, she still believed Alex would return with riches and make everything right. Before Alex left for the city, he came secretly to see her at Ngozi's house. "Grace, don't listen to anyone," he said confidently. "You did the right thing. I will not disappoint you. Give me time. When I come back, you will see. Everyone will bow to you." Grace clung to his words like they were her only lifeline. "I believe you, Alex. Please don't forget me." He kissed her forehead. "Never." The next morning, Alex boarded a bus to the city. Grace stood at the roadside, watching until the bus disappeared in the distance. Her heart was full of love. her eyes full of tears, and her life now tied to a promise she could only hope would not break. As she walked back into AKU community, whispers followed her. Some mocked, some pitied, but none believed in the dream she carried. And so, Grace's journey began, the journey of love, betrayal, and the heavy price she would pay for trusting the wrong man. When Alex left AKU community, Grace's eyes had followed the bus until it vanished into the dusty road. She carried his promises in her heart like treasures. But the truth was, Alex's mind was already on the city, on wealth, on success, and on the new life he wanted to build. The city was not kind at first. When Alex arrived, he slept on a friend's wooden floor for weeks. He had little money left after paying for transport, and at night, he wondered if he had made a mistake leaving AKU community. But Alex was clever. He looked around and saw opportunities. He worked first as a bus conductor, shouting for passengers from morning till night. Then, one day, he overheard two men talking about a construction site that needed laborers. Without wasting time, he joined them the next morning. "Now this kind, strong man we need," one of the supervisors said after watching him work. Alex smiled, hiding his tiredness. From carrying cement, he moved up to assisting masons. Soon, he was noticed for his sharpness and confidence. He was not only strong, but also quick to learn. By the end of the year, he had saved enough to rent his own small room. But Alex wanted more. One evening, as he relaxed in a small beer parlor, he overheard a contractor complaining about unreliable suppliers. Alex leaned closer, his ears sharp. That night, he thought long and hard. The next morning, he borrowed money from a friend and started supplying sand and cement. At first, it was difficult. Sometimes he lost money, sometimes people cheated him, but Alex never gave up. Slowly, his business grew. He became known as the young man who could deliver on time. By the second year in the city, Alex had already bought a small car and was dressing in fine clothes. It was during one of his deliveries to a big company that he first saw her Purity. She was tall, light-skinned, and wore designer clothes. She carried herself like someone who had tasted city life all her years. "Excuse me, miss," Alex said, smiling as he stepped forward. "I am here for the supply." Purity looked at him from head to toe. "And who are you?" "My name is Alex. I handle building supplies." Her lips curved into a small smile. "You look too clean for a supplier." Alex laughed confidently. "Because I am not just a supplier. I am a businessman." Something in his boldness made Purity pause. Unlike other men who begged for her attention, Alex looked at her straight in the eye. She admired that. From that day, Alex chased her with determination. He sent her gifts, took her out to fine places, and never failed to show off his growing success. Purity was used to rich men, but there was something about Alex's hunger for greatness that attracted her. One night, as they sat in a rooftop bar, Purity asked, "So, Alex, what do you want from life?" He raised his glass and smiled. "I want the world to know my name. I want to build houses, drive big cars, and live like a king. And I want you beside me." Purity laughed softly. "You talk like a dreamer, but I like dreamers." It wasn't long before Alex proposed to her, with a diamond ring he had saved months to buy. Purity said yes, and their wedding became the talk of the city. Alex did not invite anyone from Aku community. In his heart, he felt he had left the village behind. Back in a KU community, Grace's life was very different. Every day, she woke up hoping to hear news from Alex. She imagined him working hard, saving money, and planning to return for her. Sometimes she sat by the roadside, where his boss had departed, staring at the road as if waiting for him to reappear. Ngozi, her friend, often shook her head. "Grace, stop living in dreams. You don't know what that boy is doing in the city." But Grace would defend him. "Alex loves me. He promised to marry me. I know he will come back." Her friend sighed. "I only pray you are not wasting your time." Life was not easy for Grace. She helped Ngozi with small trading in the market, but her heart was never fully in it. When people whispered about her selling her father's land, she kept her head down. Deep inside, she held on to Alex's promise. Months passed. Grace's mother missed her only daughter deeply. Though the pain of betrayal still lingered, a mother's heart cannot stay angry forever. One evening, our uncle came to the compound. "Sister, this quarrel has lasted long enough. Grace is your daughter. Yes, she made a mistake, but we cannot throw her away. Bring her back home." Her mother sighed heavily. "I have cried every night since she left. She broke my heart, but she is still my blood." So, one morning, her brothers went to Ngozi's house. Grace was washing clothes when she saw them. Fear filled her eyes. "Please," she whispered, "don't chase me again." Her eldest brother shook his head. "We came to take you home. Mama says it is time." Grace dropped the clothes and burst into tears. "Thank you, thank you." When she entered her mother's house again, her mother held her tightly. "Don't ever do that again, my daughter. We have suffered enough. Stay with us." Grace nodded, her heart filled with both joy and guilt. "I will never hurt you again, Mama." From that day, peace slowly returned to their home. But Grace still kept her eyes on the road, still hoping that Alex would come back for her. Meanwhile, in the city, Alex's life had transformed. His business flourished with the help of Purity's connections. Together, they attended big parties, drove expensive cars, and lived in a fine house. But Alex never mentioned Grace to anyone. Whenever the thought of her came, he pushed it aside. She was only a village girl, he told himself. She could never fit into my new life. One evening, as he and Purity relaxed in their living room, she asked, "Alex, don't you think it's time we build something back home? A man must have roots." Alex thought for a moment. Then he smiled. "You are right. I will build a big house in Ako community. Let them see that I have made it." Purity clapped her hands. "Yes, that will show them you are no ordinary man." That night, Alex lay in bed, thinking of Aku community. Not of Grace, but of how the villagers would gather to admire him, how they would call his name with respect. He imagined stepping out of a big car, wearing fine clothes, and everyone staring in awe. Back in Aku community, Grace sat outside one night under the moonlight. Her mother noticed her lost in thought. "My daughter, what are you thinking?" Grace smiled faintly. "Mama, I am thinking of Alex. I know he is working hard. One day, he will come back for me. I will not regret what I did." Her mother looked at her with pity. "I pray your heart is not broken, Grace. You are a good girl. You deserve happiness." Grace rested her head on her mother's lap. "Don't worry, Mama. Love never fails." But even as she spoke, Tears gathered in her eyes. In the city, Alex was already making arrangements. He bought land at the edge of Ekayu community and drew plans for a mansion. He told Purity they would spend some time in the village once the building began. "I will show them who I am," Alex said proudly. "They will know that Alex has returned a rich man." Purity laughed. "Yes, let them see your glory." And so, the preparations for Alex's triumphant return to Aku community began. The people of Ekiyu community woke up one morning to a loud sound of car horns. 2 shiny cars rolled into the dusty road, raising clouds of red sand. Children ran after the cars, shouting with excitement. Men came out from their shops. Women dropped their baskets, and everyone stared. It was Alex. He was back, but this time, he was not the poor boy who left years ago. He stepped out of a black Jeep, wearing fine clothes and dark glasses. Beside him was Purity, his beautiful wife, dressed like a queen. She wore gold earrings that glittered under the sun and high-heeled shoes that made the villagers whisper. "See Alexo," one woman shouted. "He has come back rich," another said. "Eh, I told you, that boy will make it," a man added. Alex lifted his hand like a king, smiling proudly. "My people, I am back home." The crowd clapped and cheered. Grace was in the backyard of her mother's house, washing cassava, when her younger brother ran in. Sister Grace, he shouted. "What is it?" she asked, wiping her wet hands. "Alex has come back. He came with 2 cars, and he brought one fine woman with him." Grace's heart stopped for a moment. What did you say?" Her brother's eyes shone with excitement. "Come and see. The whole community is following them." The cassava fell from Grace's hands. She felt her chest tighten, her legs weak. "No, it cannot be," she whispered. But deep inside, she knew it was true. Alex was back, and he was not alone. Later that afternoon, Grace forced herself to the road where the crowd had gathered. She pushed through until she saw him clearly. Alex was standing with Purity, talking proudly with elders of the village. Workers had already started clearing a piece of land where his new house would be built. Grace's eyes filled with tears. She remembered how she had sold her father's land for him, how she had cried herself to sleep waiting for his return. And now here he was, shining like a star, holding another woman's hand. Ngozi appeared beside her. "Grace, are you saying this?" Grace nodded slowly, her body shaking. "He told me he loved me. He promised to come back for me. I gave him everything." Ngozi touched her shoulder. "Be strong, my friend. Don't let him see your tears." But Grace could not hold it in. She covered her face and wept quietly. The next day, Alex was at the construction site, giving instructions to the workers. Villagers stood around, watching with admiration. Grace walked boldly into the crowd. Her eyes were red, her steps firm. She pushed her way to the front until she stood face to face with Alex. The crowd went silent. "Alex," she shouted, her voice shaking with anger. "So this is who you are? You left me after everything I did for you?" Alex turned slowly, surprised to see her. Then he smirked. "Grace, you are still here? I thought by now you would have moved on." Grace's chest rose and fell with pain. "I sold my father's land for you. I gave you all the money so you could succeed. And this is how you repay me. You came back with another woman." The villagers gasped. Some whispered to one another. So it is true? She sold her father's land for him? Alex laughed, shaking his head. Grace, you are still the same. Always crying, always talking like a villager. Look at me now. I am a man of the city. Do you think someone like me can marry a poor village girl like you? Grace's eyes widened with shock. Village girl, that is what you call me? After everything? Yes, Alex shouted, throwing his hands up. You are nothing but a village girl. You should even thank me for what I am about to do. He pulled a bundle of cash from his pocket and threw it at her feet. Take this money. It is more than enough to cover the land you sold. Use it and stop disturbing my life. The crowd murmured in shock. Grace looked at the money on the ground, then at Alex. Her hands trembled, but she refused to bend down. You wicked man, Grace cried, her voice breaking. So this is the end of our story. You used me, you wasted my youth, and now you call me a village girl. Alex folded his arms, unmoved. Stop embarrassing yourself, Grace. The past is gone. Take the money and go. Grace's tears ran freely, but her voice grew stronger. She raised her hands to the sky. Hear me today, Alex. I curse you with the tears of a woman you betrayed. You will never know peace. The wealth you are proud of will bring you sorrow. The woman you trust will destroy you. You will remember me when it is too late. The villagers gasped and stepped back. Some women covered their mouths. Alex only laughed. Curse me? Grace, you have no power. Go back to your poor life and leave me alone. But Grace pointed at him, her eyes burning with pain. Mark my words, Alex. The same way you made me cry, life will make you cry. The same way you mocked me, life will mock you. You will beg, and I will not answer. With that, she turned and walked away, leaving the money lying in the dust. The crowd remained silent. Some shook their heads in pity for Grace. Others looked at Alex with new eyes, whispering that he had done evil. Alex waved his hand proudly. Ignore her. She is only jealous. Work must continue. But deep inside, for the first time in many years, a small voice of fear rose in his heart. And so, Grace's bitter curse was planted, and Alex's prideful laughter echoed in AKU community. AKU community did not forget the day Grace cursed Alex in public. For weeks, people whispered about it in the market, on the road, and even during evening gatherings. Some said her words were foolish, others said they were dangerous, but Alex himself laughed it off. Grace is bitter because she lost me. He told Purity one evening as they sat in their city house. She is nothing but a jealous village girl. Purity laughed with him. Forget about her. You have me now. Together we will rule the city. But life has a way of turning tables. It was a rainy night in the city. Alex and Purity had just left a party. Alex was drunk with pride, not with alcohol he hardly drank. He drove his black Jeep with one hand on the wheel, the other holding Purity's hand. Did you see how everyone greeted me? Alex boasted. They know I am no ordinary man. Purity giggled. Yes, my husband, you are shining. But as Alex turned onto the highway, rain poured heavily. The road became slippery. A truck suddenly lost control in front of him. Alex tried to swerve, but his car skidded. Alex, Purity screamed. The Jeep spun twice before crashing into a concrete barrier. Glass shattered, metal bent. The world went dark. When Alex opened his eyes, bright lights blinded him. He tried to move, but his body refused. Pain shot through him. Where am I? He whispered. A doctor bent over him. Calm down, Mr. Alex. You were in a terrible accident. You are in the hospital. Alex tried to sit up, but nothing moved. His chest tightened. My legs. I can't feel my legs. The doctor sighed. We are sorry. The accident damaged your spine. You may not walk again. Alex's eyes widened. What? No, that cannot be true. I am a strong man. I am Alex. But when he tried again, his body remained still. Tears filled his eyes. For the first time in years, Alex felt powerless. At first, Purity stayed by his side. She sat in the hospital room, answering calls and updating people. But soon, her patience ran out. One morning, as Alex struggled to eat, he looked at her. Purity, don't leave me. I will recover. I promise. She looked at him with cold eyes. Alex, I did not marry a cripple. I married a man who was rising. Look at you now. What future do you have? Alex's heart sank. So you will abandon me? Purity stood up, adjusting her designer bag. I cannot waste my youth in hospital rooms. I have dreams too. That evening, she disappeared. When Alex asked about his bank accounts, he discovered the bitter truth. Purity had withdrawn all the money and vanished. Days turned into weeks. Alex remained in the hospital, helpless. Nobody came to see him except for few business partners who only wanted to collect debts. His so-called city friends disappeared. He was left with nothing but pain, shame, and memories. One night, lying on the hospital bed, Alex whispered to himself, Is this Grace's curse? Did her words find me? He remembered her standing in front of him, her eyes burning as she said, You will beg, and I will not answer. For the first time, Alex believed her. When the hospital bills piled up and no one was willing to pay, Alex's relatives in the city called his family in Aku community. We cannot take care of him, they said. He belongs with you people. So, one hot afternoon, a small van drove into Aku community. Inside was Alex, lying weakly, his body bent, his eyes empty. He had once entered the community in a jeep, waving proudly. Now, he returned in shame. Villagers gathered at the roadside. Hey here, is this not Alex? One woman whispered. Ha, the same Alex that came with cars and insulted Grace? Another said. Life is deep, an elder murmured. Alex's mother cried loudly as they carried him into the house. My son, look at what has happened to you. Who did this to you? But deep down, everyone remembered Grace's curse. Days later, Alex's family gathered. His father spoke first. We cannot allow him to die in shame. We must ask Grace to come. Maybe if she forgives him, things will change. His mother nodded. Yes, she must come. Alex needs her. So they sent a message to Grace's family. When Grace heard it, she laughed bitterly. So now he remembers me, after calling me a village girl, after tossing money at me like rubbish? Her mother touched her hand gently. My daughter, anger does not heal the heart. He is suffering now. Grace shook her head. Let him suffer. Did he not make me suffer too? Did he not disgrace me before the whole community? Her uncle, who was present, spoke softly. Grace, we know he hurt you, but sometimes forgiveness is not for them. It is for us. Grace's eyes hardened. I cannot forgive him. Not now. He wasted my youth. He destroyed my name. And now he wants me to come and wipe his tears? Number, I will not go. Meanwhile, in his weak room, Alex begged his parents, please call Grace again. Tell her I am sorry. Tell her I cannot live like this without her forgiveness. His mother wept beside him. She refused, my son. She said she cannot forgive you yet. Alex broke down, tears rolling down his cheeks. Then I am finished. Grace has the key to my life. If she does not forgive me, I will never rise again. But Grace remained firm. Each time they begged her, she turned her face away. And so, Alex lay in his shame, and Grace stood in her silence, one broken by betrayal, the other broken by regret. The story of love had turned into a story of pain. AKU community had grown quiet around Alex's house. The proud young man who once returned with cars and fine clothes was now lying helpless in his bed, his body paralyzed, his heart broken. His wife Purity had vanished with his money, leaving only shame and gossip behind. Villagers shook their heads whenever they passed his compound. But the whispers did not stop with Alex alone. Grace's name was often mentioned too. Will Grace go to see him? She cursed him before everyone. Maybe she is the reason he is like this. Ah, if it were me, I would never forgive him. Grace heard these whispers, but she kept her heart hard. Whenever Alex's family begged her, she shook her head. Let him suffer, she said again and again. But as the weeks passed, her mother pleaded with her more. My daughter, Mama said one evening as they sat by the fire, roasting maize. I know he hurt you. I know he mocked you. But the heart that holds bitterness is heavy. Go and see him, not for him, but for your own peace. Grace looked into the fire, tears in her eyes. Mama, I don't know if I am strong enough to face him. If I go, what will I say? My whole life I believed in him. He crushed me. How do I stand before him again? Mama placed her hand on hers. Sometimes, facing the person who hurt you is the only way to free yourself. Think about it, my child. That night, Grace lay awake, tossing and turning. Memories of Alex filled her mind, the promises, the laughter, the betrayal. The day he threw money at her feet, her chest burned with pain. Yet something in her heart told her that Mama was right. By morning, she made a decision. I will go, not to forgive him fully, but to look at him one last time. After that, I will be free. Grace dressed simply that morning, tying a scarf around her head and wearing a plain wrapper. She wanted no attention. She told her mother quietly, I am going to Alex's house. Mama sighed with relief. Go in peace, my daughter. May your heart find rest. Grace stepped onto the dusty road of Aku community. Her legs felt heavy, but she forced herself forward. Villagers who saw her whispered again, pointing at her. She is finally going to see him. Let us see what will happen now. But Grace ignored them. Her heart pounded as she neared the junction that led to Alex's compound. Suddenly, a loud horn startled her. A shiny car, brighter than anything she had ever seen in Aku community, came speeding down the road. Grace jumped back in fear as the car swerved sharply. The tires screeched. Dust rose into the air. Jesus! Grace shouted, falling to the ground. The car stopped just inches away from her. The door opened, and a tall, handsome man stepped out. He wore a neat white shirt, and black trousers that looked expensive. His skin glowed, his shoes shone, and his voice was deep as he called out, "Are you all right?" Grace's heart still pounded. "You almost killed me," she cried, trembling. The man bent down quickly and helped her up. "I am so sorry. The road here is too narrow, and I was not careful. Please forgive me." Grace brushed dust from her wrapper, still breathing fast. "You should be careful. People walk on this road every day." He nodded quickly. "You are right. Please, don't be angry. I did not mean harm." Grace looked at him closely now. He did not look like any villager. His accent was smooth, his watch glittered, and his car alone could feed an entire family for years. "Who are you?" she asked. He smiled gently. "My name is Silas. I just returned from abroad. I came back to Echo Community because I want to start a big project here. And you, what is your name?" "Grace," she said softly. "Grace," he repeated with a smile. "A beautiful name. Please, let me give you a ride to wherever you are going. It is the least I can do for almost running you down." Grace hesitated. "No, I can walk." But Silas insisted. "Please, you are still shaking. Let me take you. I promise, I am not a bad person." Something in his gentle eyes made her nod slowly. "All right." Grace sat quietly in the back seat, her hands folded on her lap. Silas glanced at her through the mirror. "You look troubled," he said softly. "Were you going to see someone?" Grace swallowed hard. "Yes, but it's not easy." Silas nodded, not pushing further. "Sometimes, the hardest steps lead us to freedom." His words made her blink. It was as if he could see into her heart. They drove past familiar spots in Echo Community, but Grace hardly noticed. She was lost in thought. When they reached the main square, Silas slowed the car. He pointed at a large empty piece of land by the roadside. "Do you see that land?" he asked. "Yes," Grace replied. "That is where I will build a factory," Silas said with excitement in his voice. "It will create jobs for many young people here. They will no longer need to run to the city and suffer. I want Echo Community to grow." Grace looked at him in surprise. "You really want to do that?" "Yes," Silas smiled. "I was born here, but I lived abroad for many years. I know what it means to struggle. Now that I have money, I want to give back. Life is not just about wealth, it is about helping others rise." Grace stared at him, her heart touched. She thought of Alex, how he had run to the city, chasing wealth only for himself, and how he returned with shame. Silas's words felt different. "You are a good man," she whispered. Silas laughed gently. "I try." After a few minutes of silence, Silas turned to her again. "Grace, forgive me if I ask, but I can see sadness in your eyes. Would you like to talk about it? Sometimes sharing helps." Grace looked down. Her first instinct was to keep quiet, but something about Silas's calm presence made her feel safe. "All right," she whispered. "I will tell you." And so, as the car rolled slowly down the road, Grace poured out her heart. She told him everything, how she had fallen in love with Alex, how she sold her father's land for him, how her family rejected her, how Alex returned with another woman, mocked her, and threw money at her feet. She told him about the curse she spoke in her pain, and how Alex was now paralyzed and begging for her forgiveness. Tears filled her eyes as she spoke. I gave him everything. My youth, my trust, my father's inheritance, and he destroyed me. Now his family wants me to visit him, but I cannot. My heart is too heavy. Silas drove quietly, listening carefully. When she finished, he sighed deeply. You are a strong woman, Grace, he said softly. What you went through would have broken many, but here you are, still standing. That is courage. Grace shook her head. I don't feel strong. I feel empty. Sometimes I ask God why my life is like this. Silas looked at her through the mirror again. Grace, pain can break us or build us. I see someone who is not broken, but waiting to rise. Don't let your past bury you. You deserve joy too. Her lips trembled. Nobody has ever told me that before. When they reached the junction near her home, Grace asked him to stop. Thank you for bringing me this far. I can walk from here. Silas nodded, but looked at her one more time. Grace, I know we just met, but something tells me your story is not finished. I believe greater things are waiting for you. Grace smiled faintly, wiping her tears. Thank you, Silas. You are kind. As she stepped out of the car, Silas watched her walk away slowly, her shoulders slightly bent but her steps firm. He whispered to himself, that girl has suffered, yet she still stands. I admire her. She is stronger than she knows. And so, while Grace returned home with a heart still heavy, a new chapter of her life was already beginning, one she did not yet see. But Silas had already recognized. Life in Aku community continued with its usual noise, women in the market, shouting prices, children chasing each other on the dusty roads, men arguing under palm trees. But in the middle of all that, three people carried heavy hearts: Grace, Silas, and Alex. Grace had gone back home after meeting Silas that day, but his words stayed in her mind. You are strong, Grace. Don't let your past bury you. You deserve joy too. Those words played again and again in her head, like a song she could not stop hearing. 2 days later, Grace was returning from the stream with a small pot of water on her head when she saw a familiar car parked near the junction. Her heart skipped. It was Silas. He stepped out quickly when he saw her. Grace, he called, smiling warmly. Grace's lips curved slowly. Silas. He walked toward her. I came to check on you. I hope I am not disturbing. Grace shifted the pot slightly. No, you are not disturbing. Silas reached out his hand. Let me help you carry it. Grace laughed softly. Do you even know how to carry water on the head? This is not the city. Silas chuckled. Maybe not, but I can still carry it with my hands. She allowed him, and together they walked down the road. People stared Grace, walking beside a man in fine clothes, a stranger with a shiny car. Whispers followed them, but Grace kept her eyes straight. When they reached her compound, Mama came out. She looked at Silas, surprised. Grace, who is this man? Silas greeted respectfully. Good afternoon, Mama. My name is Silas. I came back from abroad to build a factory here in AKU community. Your daughter is my friend. Mama smiled kindly. You are welcome. Any friend of Grace is welcome here. Silas bowed slightly. Thank you, Mama. From that day, Silas began to visit often. Sometimes he stopped by just to greet Mama. Sometimes he took Grace on short drives, showing her the land where he planned to build the factory. One evening, as they stood by the land, he spread his hands. Can you imagine it, Grace? Machines running, people working, money flowing. I want this place to change. Grace looked around, imagining it. It will be good for the community. Many young people will get jobs. Silas glanced at her. And maybe you too. I will need someone trustworthy to help me manage things. You have sharp eyes, Grace. Grace's heart beat fast. Me? No, I don't know anything about factories. Silas smiled. You can learn. What matters is your heart. I see honesty in you. That is rare. Grace lowered her eyes, shy but secretly happy. Nobody had ever spoken to her like that before, not even Alex. With every visit, Grace found her heart growing lighter. Silas made her laugh, something she had not done in years. When she doubted herself, he encouraged her. One afternoon, they sat under a mango tree near the stream. Grace sighed. Silas, sometimes I feel like my life is finished. Everyone in this community knows what happened to me. They call me the girl who sold her father's land for a man. How do I live with that shame? Silas turned to her gently. Grace, listen to me. Your mistake does not define you. It was love that made you do it, not foolishness. Love is not shameful. The person who betrayed you should be ashamed, not you. Tears filled her eyes, but the villagers laughed at me. Let them laugh, Silas said firmly. One day, the same people who laugh will respect you. Mark my words. Grace looked at him quietly, her heart warming. She believed him. For the first time in years, she believed she could rise again. Weeks passed, and their bond grew deeper. Grace found herself looking forward to his visits. She even began to dream of a future where she could smile again. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky orange, Silas asked her to take a walk with him. They strolled slowly by the roadside, the air cool and calm. Silas cleared his throat. Grace, there is something I must tell you. Grace looked at him curiously. What is it? He stopped and faced her. His eyes were serious but soft. Grace, I like you. No more than like I care for you deeply. From the day I almost hit you with my car, something in me has not been the same. And after hearing your story, my heart will not let you go. I want you to be more than my friend. I want you in my life. Grace froze. Her heart pounded. She stared at him, unable to speak. Silas reached for her hand. I know you are afraid. I know you have been hurt. But I promise, I am not like Alex. I will not use you. I will not mock you. I want to build with you, not destroy you. Tears slipped down Grace's cheeks. Silas, I don't know if I can love again. My heart is broken. Silas squeezed her hand gently. Then let me help heal it. We can start slowly. No rush. Just trust me. Grace sobbed softly, then nodded. All right, we can try. Silas smiled and wiped her tears. That is all I ask. From that night, Grace changed. She walked with her head higher. When villagers whispered about her, she no longer bent her face. She knew someone believed in her again. Silas introduced her to some of his workers, and she began to learn little things about managing accounts and records. You see, Silas teased one day. I told you that you can do it. Grace laughed shyly. I am learning small. You are doing well, he encouraged. The bond between them grew stronger. They spent long evenings talking about life, about dreams, about the kind of future they both wanted. Grace realized that, for the first time in her life, someone saw her not as a mistake, but as a woman with value. But while Grace's life was beginning to rise again, Alex's life sank deeper into sorrow. His body remained weak, his legs lifeless. The villagers who once crowded around him now mocked him. Children ran past his compound, chanting, "Alex the rich man, now Alex the cripple." Women whispered loudly as they fetched water, "See how pride destroyed him." He left Grace for purity. Where is purity now? She ran away with his money. Alex heard them. Each word pierced his heart like a knife. He cried often, but nobody pitied him anymore. One night, he turned to his mother, his voice broken. "Mama, I am finished. Everything is gone. Friends are gone. Money is gone. Even my wife is gone. Only shame remains." His mother wept beside him. "My son, do not talk like this. You are still alive. Where there is life, there is hope." Alex shook his head. "There is no hope for me except Grace. If she forgives me, maybe God will forgive me too." The next morning, Alex called his family to his bedside. His father, his mother, and his younger sister gathered. "Please," Alex said weakly, tears streaming down his face. "Call Grace again. Beg her for me. Tell her I am sorry. Tell her I regret everything. If she refuses me, then let me die." His mother held his hand, crying, "We will go again, my son. We will beg her. Do not lose hope." And so, the family prepared once more to plead with Grace. The girl Alex once mocked, the girl he now saw as the only light in his darkness. The story of Grace and Alex had become the biggest tale in Aku community. From the day Alex returned with cars and mocked Grace, to the day he became paralyzed and abandoned, everyone in the village had watched. It was like a drama unfolding before their eyes. And now, the whispers grew louder because the villagers had heard new rumors. Grace has found another man. They say his name is Silas, and he is very rich. Ah, this life is something else. Alex threw her away, but another man picked her up. And Alex is lying there helpless, begging for forgiveness. The gossip spread like fire, but Grace tried not to listen. Each time she walked with Silas, people stared, but she kept her head high. Her heart was no longer weighed down by shame. She had found strength again. Still, the matter of Alex hung over her like a shadow. One afternoon, Alex's younger sister, Ada, came running into Grace's compound. She was out of breath, her eyes red from crying. "Grace, please, you must come," Ada begged. Grace looked at her coldly. "I told you people before. I cannot come." Ada fell to her knees, her voice breaking. "Sister Grace, please, my brother will not eat. He will not drink. He only cries and calls your name. If you don't come, I fear he will die. Please, don't let him go like this." Mama, who was sitting nearby, touched Grace's shoulder. "My daughter, maybe this is the time. Don't let bitterness tie your heart forever. Go and hear him." Grace closed her eyes. Memories flashed. Alex holding her hand under the moonlight. Alex mocking her in front of everyone. Alex laughing as he threw money at her feet. Her heart twisted in pain. But then she remembered Silas's words. "Grace, don't let your past bury you. You deserve joy too." She opened her eyes slowly. "All right, I will go, but I will not go alone. Ada wiped her tears quickly. Thank you, Sister Grace. Thank you. That evening, Silas arrived at Grace's compound to check on her. She told him quietly, Alex's family begged again. They want me to come. I have agreed. But Silas, I want you to go with me. Silas studied her face gently. Are you sure? Grace nodded. Yes, I am afraid to face him alone, but with you, I will be strong. Silas took her hand. Then I will go with you. You are not alone anymore, Grace. The next morning, Grace tied her scarf firmly, her face calm but serious. Silas dressed neatly, his quiet strength beside her. Together, they walked down the dusty road toward Alex's compound. Villagers followed silently, curious. Look, Grace is finally going to see Alex. And that man is with her. That must be Silas. Ah, this story will end today. Alex's house was silent when they arrived. His parents sat outside, their faces tired and sad. When they saw Grace and Silas, they stood quickly. Grace, Alex's mother said with tears in her eyes, God bless you for coming. My son has been waiting. Grace only nodded. Silas greeted respectfully, and they were led inside. The room was dim, smelling of medicine and sorrow. On the bed lay Alex. His once proud body was now thin, his eyes sunken, his face pale. When he saw Grace, his whole body shook. Grace, he whispered, tears rushing down his cheeks. You came. Grace stood still, her hands trembling. Silas placed a hand gently on her back, giving her strength. Alex tried to raise his hand, but his body failed him. He sobbed, Grace, I am sorry. I am so sorry for everything. I betrayed you. I mocked you. I wasted your love. And now, look at me empty, broken, useless. Please forgive me. The room was silent except for his sobbing. Grace's heart pounded. She looked at him, this man who once made her cry until she thought she would die. And now, here he was, begging like a child. Tears rolled down her face. Grace stepped closer to the bed. Her voice shook at first, but grew stronger with each word. Alex, when I first met you, I thought you were my destiny. I believed in you more than myself. I sold my father's land because of you. I faced my family's anger because of you. I carried shame in this community because of you. And when you returned, instead of love, you gave me insults. You called me a village girl. You threw money at me as if I was nothing. You broke me, Alex. You broke me into pieces. Alex wept bitterly. Grace, I was blind. I was foolish. Please, don't let me die with this guilt. Grace's tears fell freely. I cursed you that day because my heart was bleeding. And maybe my curse caught you. But today, I release you. Alex, I forgive you. Not because you deserve it, but because I want peace in my heart. I forgive you fully. Alex cried louder, his voice cracking. Thank you, Grace. Thank you. Please, will you take me back? I need you. I cannot live without you. Grace shook her head firmly. No, Alex. That door is closed forever. I cannot be your wife. I cannot go back to the girl who begged for your love. I am no longer that Grace. I forgive you, but I will never return to you. The words hit Alex like a knife. He buried his face in the pillow and wailed. Silas stepped closer now, his voice calm but steady. Alex, I know this is hard to hear, but Grace is right. You cannot chain her to your past mistakes. She has suffered enough. You must let her go. I promise you this. I will stand by her. I will not let bitterness destroy her. She will rise again, and she will smile again. Alex looked at Silas through his tears. For a moment, anger flashed in his eyes, but then it melted into defeat. He nodded weakly. Take care of her. Don't hurt her like I did. Silas placed a hand on his shoulder gently. I will not. That I promise. The news spread quickly. Grace had forgiven Alex, but she had chosen a new life. Villagers talked about it for weeks. Some praised her. Grace is wise. She forgave but did not go back. Others shook their heads. This life is strange. See how tables turned. But Grace no longer cared about whispers. She was free. The chains of anger and betrayal had fallen from her heart. Silas kept his promise. He stood by her every day, teaching her new things, involving her in his factory plans, making her believe in herself again. Slowly, love grew between them. Real love, steady and kind, not the fiery deceit she once knew. One bright Saturday, the whole of Aku community gathered for a wedding. Grace, dressed in a white gown, walked proudly beside Silas. The villagers cheered, women danced, drums beat. Is this not the same Grace who once cried over Alex? See how God has lifted her. Truly, patience and resilience pay. Alex was not present. He lay quietly in his room, listening to the distant drums. Tears rolled down his face, but there was also relief in his heart. Grace had forgiven him. That was enough. After the wedding, Grace and Silas moved to the city, where the factory project was expanding. Grace walked beside him, learning, growing, and becoming a respected woman. People no longer called her the girl who sold her father's land. They now called her Madam Grace, the wife of Silas, the factory owner. And though the scars of betrayal remained, they no longer defined her. Aku community would never forget the story of Grace and Alex. Mothers told it to their daughters as a warning. Fathers told it to their sons as a lesson. And the lesson was clear. Betrayal may break you, but true love and resilience can rebuild your destiny. Thanks for watching this amazing story on African Stories by V. If you liked it and felt inspired, please show your support by clicking the like button, sharing with your friends, and leaving a comment below. To see more interesting stories and learn about different cultures, subscribe to African Stories by V, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Your support means a lot and helps us bring more stories to you. Until we meet again, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep smiling.